to Lights. Leading Lights, emphasizing entrepreneurship within our community with its efforts in raising young entrepreneurs. For more information or to show your support, contact Leading Lights at 901-220-4587. Enjoy the show.
What's up, guys? It's your boy TJ, the host of Memphis Unheard, and I'm here with a special guest, my sister, Florann. How you doing?
All right, how you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. It's so good to have you on the show with me.
Thank you.
I know we're about to get into some real heavy stuff and everything. We're gonna dive right into it. But the things that we're talking about today is much needed.
Yes.
It's much needed to be talked about because this is going on every day.
Every day.
24/7.
Yes.
All year round.
Yes. Silently.
Silently in somebody's household.
Yeah.
And what we're going to be talking about today, man, is abuse.
That's right.
Abuse. So we want to get jump and dive right into it. But before we dive right into it, I just want you to share with the people a little bit about your upbringing and everything else, and where you from. You know,
Okay.
Smoke City, stand
Smoke,
up. You know what I'm saying?
City.
So,
Yes.
So yeah. So let's dive right into it. The floor is yours.
Okay. Well, you know me, Florann. I'm from North Memphis, Smoke City. I was raised in at first 2-parent household, then moved to a 1-parent household with 2 brothers and 1 sister. Then another brother came along. Just basically, I just went to school. I was terrible, somewhat. And that's it. I mean, that's basically it. My little upbringing.
Right.
My mama was stern.
Okay.
She was stern.
We know.
Even though I rebelled, she was stern. But hey.
You was one of the ones who kind of like kept to yourself. Somewhat. You was sneaky with yours.
I was a mess.
You was a mess. You was sneaky about yours. Okay.
I was a mess. I was a mess. I really was. I calmed down a lot though.
Okay.
As I got older, I calmed down a lot. But
okay.
Yeah.
Any kids? Yes,
kids? I have 4 girls and twin boys.
Okay.
My oldest is 23 years old. My young ones are 12. They boys. Mm-hmm.
How's it having twins? I always wanted to be a twin.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can have
the
them.
closest.
You can have
The closest I got to me and my brother, we all kind of like everybody always say, we kind of looking like. The older I get, I start looking like this one, or more like that one. You know what I'm saying? It's always been cool.
Yeah, it's a journey with twins.
Right.
But I had some help,
Yeah.
and with my older girls being older, so it's okay because they help me a lot. And then my boys, they can really just fend for themselves right now. They 12.
I know, right?
So
that's that age. That's that good age.
And I still got mama, so she gonna take care of business.
Your mama take care of business right now. We love her. Shout out to mom. Most definitely, man. So let's get right into it, man. And what was like? We talking about abuse today. What was the first red flag that you saw? You know what I'm saying? That first thing, that initial thing, that was like, man. Just ask a couple of questions. We talking about violence today, domestic violence. And one of the questions, man, what was the first red flag that you saw that, man, I might be in an abusive relationship?
Then, when it first started, I didn't notice a red flag.
Okay.
I didn't pay attention to it.
Right.
As I got older and got out of it, I think back at the beginning and I see some of the things that occurred. Like the first thing that happened was I was going over one of his family members' houses, and she had like this little ditch in the middle in her yard. It was like a little dent in the yard, and I think I said something that he ain't like or something. He pushed me. He pushed me
in the ditch.
He pushed me. Yeah, I didn't fall all the way in the ditch, but he pushed me. So it's not. I don't think that we pay attention to red flags like that. We don't pay attention to red flags.
Right.
You just think back at the situation after it happens, and you see, well, he did this or he did that, and he did this and he did that, And then you be like, oh, okay.
Right.
Okay, I should have caught on to this. But you ain't paying no attention
And
when it started.
Right. And I always say this, when you inside of the frame, say
Right.
this podcast, you're inside of the frame.
Right.
It's hard to see what's really going on until you step outside of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you be like, dang.
Yep.
All those red flags was there that I didn't pay attention to because I was in love with this person.
Right.
You know, this person may have did this to me, but then they'll come back and treat me nice.
Right.
You know, they'll go buy me something.
Or say I'm sorry.
Or say I'm sorry.
You know,
it won't happen again.
Yes.
You know, those things like that. Okay.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, that's what I always
It happened a lot. Being in a domestic violence relationship, it's kind of hard to describe. I see a lot of women that go through it now. After I got out of it, and even while I was in it, I would talk to girls and tell them, hey, such and such, you know, don't do this and don't do that. Get out. But you can't tell a person to leave. You can't.
Right.
We can say it, you need to leave.
Right.
Mama can say, you need to leave. Daddy can say, you need to leave. But ultimately, it's up to that person. We hear you, but we don't hear you. Because we blinded by everything that's going on within our household, within our relationship. You know, some women be blinded by the children.
Right.
You got children with the person. Some women blinded by the gifts, like you say, the gifts that they give them.
Okay.
You know, some people just blinded by the fact that the man will say, well, you don't love me like my mom and my daddy didn't love me. And then you stay because of it. With my situation, it was because of my children. I didn't know that it was because of my kids then.
Right.
And then I felt like, you know, after I'm out of it, I feel like it was because I didn't love myself. You know, I got
talk about that.
Everything that I've ever wanted, everything a good job. I go to school, getting ready to go to nursing school.
Right.
I was in school doing another field when I was with him.
Okay.
I got everything that I needed for me and my kids. Then I know I'm a beautiful person inside and out, but I didn't love myself.
Right.
And you know, people prey on you when you don't even know that they praying on you. Really, they don't even know it. They just. I feel like, to be honest, this person really did not know what he was doing. He didn't.
Okay.
I just go ahead, ask me what you want to ask.
I always say this right here. It's strange that you said that because I was having a conversation with a friend of mine yesterday. We was talking about the same thing, you know, domestic violence, just everything like that, and what you go through in relationships. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when a person is broken, you those red flags as well.
Yes.
I'm talking when that individual that's abusing you, we're not giving no excuses, but as women and men, we have to pay attention to the red flags that a person is giving us. They're broken, that they're shattered.
That's
and
right.
only getting counseling and their spirituality can help them. You feel what I'm saying?
That's right.
So that's one of the things that we really got to pay attention to when we are embarking on these relationships.
That's
when we jumping into these relationships, because we can jump into a relationship with a person that's already shattered, that's already broken. You know what I'm saying? So everything that you do is you pushing buttons.
That's right.
You're pushing buttons. So just like you just explained to me that you said something that triggered something in him, he pushed you in the ditch. You know what I'm saying? You know, so those are the type of things that we need to look that we need to look out for. How about, and sometimes did you feel like sometimes you can get used to the toxic?
Oh my God.
The toxicity, like I like to say, the toxicity can become normal.
It's normal. It is normal.
That's crazy.
I promise you, it is normal. When you in an abusive relationship, everything that happens, it's like you can really predict how the person gonna react, what the person gonna say, how the person gonna feel, and you already know the outcome, so you prepare yourself for it. You prepare yourself to fight. You prepare yourself to argue. You prepare yourself to feel the way that you're gonna feel after you get into it with this person, because you already know you done did it for so long.
Because you actually can feel the shift in the room.
Yes, it's like I ain't lying. It's like a spirit.
It is.
I mean, it comes. You know, for instance, I am a type of female that I go to work and I come home.
Okay.
I go to work and I come home.
Right.
I have to be up at work at 5:15 in the morning. The person likes to go out to the club 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. I have to be up at 5:15. You knocking on the door at 4:30.
Okay.
I know what's finna happen when I open this door because I'm gonna say something.
Right.
I gotta be up at work at 5:15.
So that alone's gonna trigger a fight.
It's gonna trigger everything.
Sure, some incidents where that has happened to like you knew, like you say, you knew when I opened this door, I'm not trying to be mean, boo, but I gotta be working.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
You know,
that's what it was.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what it was. That was an incident right there.
Because this person is so broken, and because of their brokenness, now they came home drunk, high.
Yep.
Come on now, so sure.
And it wasn't even it. It was like everything, every small thing. Let me give you an example.
Yeah.
I brought my sons home from the hospital.
Okay.
They were, how many days old? 5. 5 days old. I need some naps. I'm sorry. Because when I talk about stuff like this, it do this to me because I remember, I feel.
Yeah, I feel my producers.
So, I brought my boys home. They were twins. They were 5 days old. Thank you. I had stairs and I couldn't go up the stairs, so I made a padded on the floor that night.
Right.
Made a padded on the floor, laid down with my boys, woke up the next day. And I said something to him that he ain't like. It was, I don't know what it was because they 12 now. They were 5 days old then. Okay. But it was something, it had to be a company coming in, people coming in my house because he would have people in and out the house, men in and out the house. And it had to be something like that.
Right.
But I remember when I said something to him, I sat up, I had my babies, I put them in they car seat because all the stuff was upstairs. We had just got home. He bust my mouth open.
Wow.
I went outside. I walked down the walkway to his auntie house because she was like 4 or 5 doors down from me. I walked down there and called the police. Police came. Another incident, I can't remember. He got mad at me for something. I don't know what it was. It was like, excuse me for crying, but it's just my life. I don't mind crying, and I don't mind you seeing me crying. I don't mind nobody seeing me crying because I can help somebody.
That's right. You good.
I said something to him about something. I don't know. It was always something small from me, and he made it something big.
Oh, yeah.
It could have been, I don't want no recording downstairs, or no, you can't see my car, or why you got these people coming to my house, or why y'all shooting dice in my living room and I got kids here? One day he got so mad at me. He tried to pull me outside. He pulled my clothes, he snatched my clothes off me. I had came downstairs. He snatched my clothes off and tried to pull me outside so everybody can see him fight me.
Wow.
He did that to me. He did that. That man has done a lot to me. He's done a lot, and it's horrible because I'm gone, but I still remember and I still feel. Right. And anything that happens to me can bring me back to that. So that's why I take friendship, I take love, I take everything to heart because nobody understands how it feels when you ain't got no love and you think you do.
Right.
So that's how it is. I'm okay. You can ask me whatever.
So the person
you want to ask me.
Hey, you good. You good. I understand because the person you feel like that should love you. You know what I'm saying? You having kids by you got a relationship. You have a relationship. You use the word love. You use the word love. Yeah. They use the word love, but this is how love looks. You know, this is how love feels.
Yeah.
This is how love embarrassed.
Yes.
embarrass me.
And in my
so,
mind,
come on.
in my head, it was normal. It was normal.
And the thing is, and I brought that up about the toxic because to a lot of people right now that's gonna look at this show that's been going through it for so long, been in a
Right.
relationship for so long. Because sometimes people don't leave because they have longevity.
Yes.
They have tenure.
Yep.
With that individual. So I don't wanna start over. Okay.
I promise that
Come on now,
sometimes.
make it make sense.
Yes.
But sometimes, like I said, sometimes people are in this loop of toxicity
Yes.
that it becomes normal to them, so they stay
Yes.
because that's their norm now.
That's all they know. They
That's
don't
all
know
they know.
nothing else. You don't want to step outside of the box because you feel like, well, maybe if I get with another person, this person gonna be worse than them.
Mm.
Or I don't want my kids around nobody else but they dad. I was thinking about, hey, I got an older child that's not even his, and I can do it. That's what I would tell myself.
Right.
But I never did it. And my oldest daughter, she got the bulk of everything.
Right.
Like she was there from, I think 3. She was 3 up until 18, 17, 18.
Right.
We would argue and fuss and fight, and
In
I would
front
have
of
to
them?
go. I would have to find my children.
Wow.
And when I would go and find them, my baby, she was so smart. She'll be like 7 or 8, and I would go and find her, and they be in the closet.
She got all of them.
She got all of
She
them.
protecting
She's
them.
standing up, and she do it today.
Wow.
She was protecting her sisters from what was going on, and a lot of women don't understand, and what they need to understand is
The impact
that they have on their kids.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about
Because
that.
the kids gonna tell you. One day they gonna tell you.
Come on.
You ain't gonna like it.
Right.
But you're gonna have to listen. Because you really, even though you're being tormented by a specific person,
right,
your torment is reflecting on your kids.
Yep. They being tormented in a way as well.
And I'm telling you, just like a woman can, like me, I can shut down. I can shut down. And I've done it so many times. Shut down on anything. It's like I cut off. And when I cut off, I'm done.
Right.
And I don't like to be that way. So I try to keep myself engaged. But when I cut off, I cut off. With my girls, I look back at their life and I see how it affected them. My children fought so much.
Wow.
They fought. My girls feel like they have to protect themselves. They just learning now. Mm-hmm. Since we away from it, we don't got to deal with it. You know, we in peace. They just learning how to be girls, ladies. They learning how to live the right way.
Right.
But my girls fought so much.
So that see that's another thing we have to look at, because situations like abuse and seeing that abuse and our kids are around, it makes our kids hard.
It do.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what you're saying.
It do.
That they had to learn how to be kids.
They did.
Learn how to relax.
And it was like when we got away, it was like everybody had to. All of us were babies. When I left, we were babies.
Right. Because
I had to learn, and I'm still learning about myself and who I am, what I lost. My girls learning how to be young ladies. They learning how to be women. They don't have to be so hard. Right. They don't have to be so angry. And everybody's learning it now that we are away from it. But when we were in it, it was hell. It was hell. And you can never tell. Like I said before, you can't tell. You can say you need to leave, or I don't see how you do it. I don't see how you do it. You will never know until you walk in those shoes.
That's
you never know.
That's something, because even after the coming home with the kid, 5 days old, and he hit you in the mouth, bust your mouth open.
Yes.
Snatch your clothes off, trying to embarrass you, and fight you in front of the whole neighborhood.
Yes.
You still stayed.
Still stayed. I still stayed.
Yeah.
My brother came. He was in Tampa, Florida one day. I mean, not one day, but he lived in Tampa, Florida.
Right. I understand.
And my mama had called my brother and told her what was going on. And got a knock at the door. I opened the door. It was my brother.
Right.
He was coming, and I didn't know. And I just stood there and I said, please, don't. Please. I stopped my brother.
Right.
You know, we try to protect them too.
Right.
I knew what my brother was coming for.
Right. Cause so the thing is, and I'm glad you brought that up because sometimes, like you said, until they are ready, the person that's being abused is ready to step out of their situation. Is very important. See, most people don't do that because most people let their brother go and come on in there and lay them hands or do what they got to do. But you was like, oh no, because you knew.
I knew.
You knew.
Yeah. I ain't going nowhere.
I'm not done.
I'm not going nowhere. I'm so used to it. I don't nobody else love me. I might as well. He say he do. I ain't got nobody else. I ain't got nobody but him and my kids. Wow. That's what I felt. I separated myself from everybody. The only person that was around was my mama.
Right.
You know, I had family, but I acted like I didn't.
And that's something because the mama was showing true love. The brother came all the way from Florida. That's the action. I always tell people, your actions speak louder than your words sometimes. Yes. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
That was an act of love coming from Florida. My sisters heard this dude been doing what?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And now I'm finna show up at the front door unannounced.
Yes.
And I'm finna lay these paws.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Or I'm finna, and I do what I do.
I said, please.
And you said no.
He didn't even know it was my brother because I was so silent. I said, please don't.
Right.
My brother looked at me and walked away. He turned around and walked away.
Because he knew. She don't even see this is what real love is like.
I didn't see.
You know what I'm saying?
See.
This is what it really looks like.
Yep.
But in this moment, so my sister telling me to walk away.
Yes.
She ain't ready. She ain't
ready.
She ain't ready.
I wasn't ready. And nobody tells you when you're gonna be ready. Nobody. You never know when you're gonna be ready. I'm just glad I was ready before anything bad really happened. You know, one of those weeks I couldn't have woke up.
Come on, man.
My older daughter got older. It was nothing that you could say to her. I mean, everybody was fighting. And you put your children in situations like that because they try to protect mama.
Right. Did the kids sometimes jump into y'all fight?
Yes.
Really?
My girls.
Would jump into you guys fight?
My girls.
Wow.
And I would always tell him when they were small, and my oldest daughter would, she would hide her sisters, and they're not going to be little forever.
Right.
And I would always tell him that they're not going to be little forever. And it was him cursing me out, calling me out my name. And when you going through that and you fighting, you feel like you're not being abused. You feel like you're not being abused because, hey, I'm fighting them back. I don't hit them with a car. I don't cut them. I don't did this. I ain't being abused because I'm fighting back. But you being abused anyway. Right. You being abused, period, because no man.
Because really you in survival mode.
I swear. And no man nor woman is supposed to put their hands on you. So even though you fighting back, you still abused.
Still being abused.
And as my girls got older, and as the oldest one got older, it was no holds barred.
Right.
She was not. It was. My children he would come and he would fuss and argue, and I would tell myself, don't say nothing.
Right.
Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. So I don't say nothing.
Right.
And when you don't say nothing, they get even angrier. So he would come in my face, still telling myself in my head, don't say nothing. He would get in my ear.
And they make it work.
All kind of B's and H's. And I'm telling myself, don't say nothing.
Right.
Don't say nothing. Until I couldn't take it no more. And it's the first word I said.
That's all it took.
So,
y'all fight.
But in the midst of that, as soon as they hear the voice raised, I got one coming from this way. I got one baby coming from that way. I got one baby coming from this way. All my children, that's why they try to protect mama. They be on protect mama mode.
Right.
So they know when all the commotion coming, they need to come forward. Just in case he put his hands on mama and we have to fight. And no child should have to live like this. No person should have to go through that. But that's what I went through. I went through pure hell. Pure hell. I can remember one day I had moved from the place where I was and I moved to another place and I called myself getting away.
Right.
Thought I was getting away. I was done. I was done. And every time I said I was done, something would happen in order for him to come around. Getting back to saying about my girls, always fighting.
Right.
When they would fight, he would come. He would come to protect That's what we thought he was doing.
Right.
He would come to protect.
But he really
wasn't
was just
letting finding a way to get on back in. And look at me.
Right.
Oh, he protecting us. He not letting nobody hurt us. He gonna shoot everybody.
Right.
He gonna act a fool because that's what he did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at it like he protecting us, but no,
he really ain't protecting.
That was his way of getting back in there.
So you're allowing the enemy to come back in.
Come right back in.
The abuser to come back in.
Come right back in.
Okay, I don't want nobody else jumping on y'all, but I want to abuse you.
That's right. That's right.
I'm gonna hit you.
Yeah.
Okay, nobody else hit you.
And you did this. That's why I'm doing it. You made me hit you. If I wouldn't have came home and you wouldn't have told me that you didn't want to cook, I wouldn't have had to hit you. Or if I wouldn't have came in and you would have told me, no, you're not driving my car, I wouldn't have had to hit you. All you had to do was say yes. Then we'll be okay.
So he made them excuses for it.
Oh,
why he hit you?
Yes, those were the excuses. If you wouldn't have done this, then I wouldn't have done this. I mean, just childish behavior.
And it's something you said there, because you said if you wouldn't have done this, I wouldn't have done that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
right.
Did you ever get to a point where you blame yourself?
That's
a part of it, ain't it?
All the time.
You blame yourself. Well, maybe.
All the time.
Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
You hit the nail on the head.
Maybe I shouldn't have. You know what I'm saying?
All the time. I could sit there and I think, well, maybe if I should have just went ahead and let him do it. I shouldn't have said nothing when I came home and seen 50 million in the house, gambling on the floor. I shouldn't have said nothing when I was sitting on the couch and that gun went off.
Wow.
And my baby's upstairs. And he got a kitchen full of men and they playing with a gun. I shouldn't have said that gun, that bullet could have hit anybody in here. I shouldn't have said that. Right. I shouldn't have said nothing. I mean, it was horrible.
It was just anything.
It was horrible. Anything. I couldn't say nothing. And the type of person I am, I can't just be quiet. Right. That's not me.
Right.
I'm a strong individual. I'm a strong woman. I take care of myself and my children. I always have.
Right.
With no help. I don't need you telling me what I can and cannot do, or how I should run my house.
Right.
I'm doing it the right way. You doing it the wrong way.
Right. You was just trying to protect yours.
That's it.
You know, so.
That was it. And you know, when you don't have a person that's on your level, they're going to always feel intimidated by you.
Right.
And that intimidation comes with them becoming aggressive, becoming abusive. And it's up to you to recognize that, but you can't because you're so caught up. You can't. I didn't recognize it until a couple years ago.
Wow.
There was only, you know, I ain't going to say I didn't recognize it because I knew it was there, you know. Love was gone.
Right.
We was just basically
going through the motions
with each other. That was it. That's it.
Nothing.
My grandbaby came, and I'll never forget it. My grandbaby came, and he came in my house hollering and fussing and just acting a fool because he wasn't there no more.
Right.
And you know, I'm gonna tell you something. Even when they not there, but they around you and you around them, they still control you.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
I was still in the same place.
Most definitely.
He still controlled me. He still could knock on the door and come in. I wouldn't say get out because I was scared of the outcome.
Right.
I didn't want to let my kids see me fight no more. Right. So I just took it over and over again. But my grandbaby came. And I'll never forget, he came through the door. He was raising his voice because he wasn't there no more. But he still felt like this his home.
Right.
He run this.
I run it.
I'll never forget it. And I told him. And I believe he knew that I was for real because I didn't raise my voice. It wasn't I wasn't aggressive with him or nothing. I just said, before I let my grandson see anything my kids went through, I kill you. And I meant it.
That's the thing that I tell people, man. Before you get to that place, to the wit's end, to where. See, now you're looking at a situation where the parent that's being abused is in a situation where they're at their wit's end. They're at the tipping point where they're at the point where they can lose the person who's protecting them.
That's right.
So now the kids end up in a situation where they can end up. We gotta talk about this now. The kids end up in a situation where they're in foster care because some people don't have family members, like a huge family. A huge family. So let's just talk about that because that person that's at the they're within and at the tipping point and end up shooting at the individual, or let's just be 100 with it, and end up in jail and doing life or 25 to life, whatever, in jail. Now the kids are in the system, and now they have no one.
And the worst thing about
Come on
it is,
now.
it can be that, but it can also be your kids trying to take up for you,
Come on.
killing the person for you.
Right.
And then you looking at your baby in jail
Come on.
because mama wouldn't leave.
Mama want to leave. We talk about it.
That's something that women need to understand. And like I'm going back to the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell nobody to leave.
Right.
You can say it, but ultimately it's up to them to say, hey, I'm tired. It is what it is. I'm gone.
Right.
And you know, when I left with clothes, one refrigerator, one dryer, and one bed. I left everything.
Just give me my life.
I left everything.
Right.
Everything.
Right.
I couldn't take it. People don't understand the trauma that a domestic violence person goes through every day. It's every day. Even after you leave, it's every day.
Right.
So anything could trigger that person.
So kind of like talk about that process, because I know that alone is a process. You know, after you get out of the situation and everything else, but you're still dealing with the trauma.
Yes.
You know, so
every day. You don't want how I am. This is how I am. I don't want my children bringing nobody to my house. 'Cause I don't want nobody to make a mistake and bump into him and tell him where I live.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want arguments in my house. My children, don't argue. Don't argue. Don't fuss. Don't argue. It's like you try to keep them away from what they were doing at first. You don't want... I hate when people don't know you, but they judge you. They don't know what you went through, so they can look at you like something wrong with you.
Right.
Just because of the way you react or the way you feel. I have been called mentally challenged. I done emotionally, everything. But you don't understand what I went
You
through.
don't understand my story because I'm
You
not
don't
putting it
know.
out there. All you see is my reaction to what you're doing.
I'm this way for a reason.
Right.
I don't want to be this way.
Right.
But I'm this way for a reason. It's not my fault. You know, and I don't want my kids, my children, they can't argue. If they argue, I'm stopping it in the middle. No argument. We're going to talk it out.
Right.
I always tell them, you don't have to do it no more. We don't have to do that no more. We don't have to be mad at each other no more.
Right.
We don't have to argue. We don't have to fuss. We don't have to fight no more. We away from it.
So now you at the, like I said, the process where you trying to get stuff back in line, trying to bring some normalcy to a situation that was so toxic, so abusive. Now you got to deal with the kids.
Yes.
Mama Cub got to deal with the kids and let them know, hey, you in a safe space.
They are. I try to tell them that, and I'm gonna tell you something. And this is to any woman, any man that's listening to me.
Right.
My 18-year-old daughter. I'm telling you about me. I take care of my children, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
They never wanted for nothing.
Right.
I treat them like they supposed to be treated. And I thought I was doing a perfect job. My 18-year-old daughter came and told me. She said, Mama, I hated you.
Wow.
I hated you.
Why did she say that?
Because I stayed.
You stayed. Right. And that's wow. And that's the thing. And that's a process. That's trauma. And that's a process that she's gonna have to go through.
And they are.
You know what I'm saying?
They
going through the process because you stayed in a situation far too long.
Too long.
So
yes.
so now they're hurt because you stayed in it.
Yes.
I don't hate you. I wouldn't say I don't hate you in a way that, man, I hate somebody that killed somebody or in that type. I just hated that you stayed, Mama.
Yes.
You feel what I'm saying? I love you, but I hated that you showed us all of this trauma.
That you told me.
All of this, that you went through all of this turmoil.
Yes.
With this individual and then choose us.
Yes.
So that's what I hate.
Because ultimately, that's what you're doing.
Right.
You're not choosing your children.
Right.
You choosing him. You choosing her. You choosing to go through all this stuff you're going through while your kids sit there and watch you. and they gonna tell you. They will tell you.
Wow.
You might be older,
Mm-hmm.
and your heart probably won't even be able to take it if you're 60, 70 years old and they come and tell you,
Right.
well, mama, you know, when I was this age, I hated you. That hurt me. And I thought, like I said, I was doing everything that I was supposed to do.
Right.
But I did not do the thing that my kids needed me to do. I didn't leave.
What's leave?
Because I wasn't strong enough.
You weren't strong enough.
Because I ain't love myself.
Right.
And it's really bad. It's horrible that women and men go through this.
Oh yeah.
No, it's not just a woman's disease, domestic violence.
Right.
No. It's women and men.
Oh,
they
yeah,
go
most
through
definitely.
every day.
But most men suffer in silence.
Right.
Because they most definitely, you know, more women are out in the open.
Right.
It's help out there, you know, more so for the women
Right.
and everything else. But I want, you know, the men, they suffer in silence.
That's right.
Because it can be more than one, you know what I'm saying, way to be abused.
Right.
And that's called, you know what I'm saying, where they verbal abuse you.
Mm-hmm.
That person can be verbal abused by a woman, you know.
That's right.
So it's, hey, you got some women out there jacking now.
That's
because
right.
Some men are a little timid, you know,
Mm-hmm.
more, you know, a little laid back.
Yeah.
Or they just been raised not to hit a woman.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
that individual is being abused verbally and you know, physically
That's right.
as well. So, you know, that's really not talked about.
Right.
You feel what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, so we guess we don't talk about that.
Right.
We sweep that up under the rug.
Yeah.
You know, but it's a real thing.
Yes.
It's a real thing. That's a real thing. So when your daughter told you, man, I hate you, how did that make you feel?
I
Like,
cried.
you know what I'm saying? I'm sure.
I
you know,
cried.
I'm sure, but you know,
I
like,
cried.
did it? I know that was like
it was
great.
it was the most hurtful thing you could hear
I know.
from a child.
Right.
Because this daughter, we always go places together. She
Right.
always ride with me.
That daughter helped
She
raise
looked
you.
just like me. Yeah. And we were in the car one day, and she just, I mean, you know what? I hated you.
Mm.
I hated you, Mom, because you ain't leave. And I couldn't do nothing. I said, well, why didn't you tell me? Because you weren't going to leave.
You weren't gonna leave.
That's
Brother,
what she said.
Mama was showing you that she loved you, what true love looked like. Brother came down from Florida. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? He just brought the kids home, two beautiful twins home, 5 days, and the guy did what he did, abused
Yep.
you that day,
Yep.
straight out of the hospital,
Straight out of the
being
hospital.
abused.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why she didn't tell you. That's why she couldn't come to you.
I promise. And
You
it
stabbed
hurt.
them, running them over with cars, all this going
Yep.
on, and you still didn't leave.
Still didn't leave.
So they get that was just building up in
Yep.
her heart. She was like, man,
She not going to leave no
she
way
ain't
if I
gonna
tell
leave. So that became her norm.
her. Mm-hmm.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know, and you can see the pattern how toxic things become normal.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
if you stay in it too long, you will be like, okay, this is normal to me. What you talking
Right.
about, girl?
Right.
Man, I ain't, man, what you
Right.
talking about, man? You know what
We
I'm saying?
had
That's how we get down. Nah,
Me and my kids, we had an agreement.
right.
My children would have one friend, and that friend, out of all three of my girls, I got 4 girls, but my 15-year-old, she was younger than me.
Right.
But my older 3, they had one friend that they could bring to the house,
Mm-hmm.
because that friend, they knew that friend wouldn't say nothing that goes
About what
on
was
in the
going
house.
on. Wow.
That was horrible.
That was terrible.
That was horrible.
Wow.
And they really did had one friend that they could bring to spend a night and you know, enjoy company with, because they knew that their friend wouldn't go outside and say, well, they going to be fighting there. They be cursing and hitting each other with pots and pans and everything.
Mm-hmm. Did anything happen in front of the friends? Was there any incidents where a friend came over and something popped off? Really? Wow.
Oh, my God. My oldest daughter, best friend, she always was over there. And he hit me for something. I don't know what he hit me for that day, but it was something.
Right.
But my oldest daughter hit him.
Mm.
And when she hit him, her friend jumped up and hit him too.
Right.
Oh, everybody hit him.
Wow.
It was just a rumble. I have so many incidents. I can remember I was asleep. My head was hurting. I needed to go to the store to get a BC.
Right.
So I got up. But I'm gonna tell you how a person like that would do you.
Mm-hmm.
He already had a problem with me. I don't know. I probably said something he ain't like or something. But he knew I was sick. He knew my head was hurting.
Right.
He got on the phone and started talking loud because he was waiting for me to say something. This is how he would do it. He was waiting for me to say something so that he can react to what I said.
Right.
But me, I'm knowing because I did it for so long. I know what's going on. I didn't say nothing. I just politely got up, went and got my keys off the dresser, and was heading out the door.
Right.
At this time, he had 2 of his cousins had spent the night over there. They were young kids. They, my children age, they knew what was going on. His family, they knew.
Mm-hmm.
They had came out of town, but they knew what he did. So they were in the living room laying on the couch, and I was leaving out the door to go to the store to get my BC.
Right.
This man jumped up and bust my lip.
Wow.
For no reason.
Just because.
Just because. For no reason.
Just because.
For no reason.
That's the thing. That's one of the things that, and I know you said what you said about, when a person, a person ain't leading to their ready. They're not leading to their ready, so that's all of that's going on in front of kids, in front of out-of-town kids, in front of friends of the kids, and everything else. So this guy don't have no control.
He didn't care
whatsoever.
He did not care.
He did not care who's
He did not care. He didn't care. He did not care. This man, he did not care. Oh my God, this man, in the middle of Poplar. In the middle of Poplar.
Y'all fight. In the middle of Poplar. Because it just, where he wants to start the fight.
He didn't care.
I don't care.
He didn't care. It didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
It's like the anger that's inside of him, I don't know how I got there. I don't know how it's going to get fixed.
Right.
But I ain't got nothing to do with it now.
Right.
Ain't none of my problem.
And that's coming out of the tongue to the light. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And realizing that, okay, now I value me.
Right.
Now I'm going to choose it.
Right.
Now I really love me. This is what love feel like. Now I can get back to loving me. So I want you for a brief moment to talk to somebody out there that may need this encouragement, that they can do it. You know, we know it's not easy. We keep it in a buck on here.
It's not easy.
Come on.
It's not easy, and I'm not gonna say leave or get out. I can't tell them. Right. The only thing I can say is look at your kids, look at your life, look at what can be.
Right.
That's all. Because I can't. If I tell you to leave, you're gonna say. If I tell you to leave, you're gonna think he gonna make you think that you leaving him, and like everybody else did.
That's what they.
He gonna make you feel like you letting him down, and I was there for your kids. I raised it. He may have come into the relationship, and you already had kids.
Right.
I helped you raise that baby. I helped you do that. I taught her this. I taught her that. I taught him this. I taught him that. And you gonna leave me? I helped you in whatever way I could have helped you. Even a little bit they give you. Mm-hmm. They try to make you, they manipulate you. Right. The only thing I can say is they need to go and talk to somebody.
Yeah.
They can go and talk to a counselor. I ain't gonna tell them to leave.
Right.
I'm not, because I can't tell them to leave. They got to make up their decision on their own.
Just take a step.
But I can tell you to take a step and go and talk to somebody. Right. Look at the babies. Look at your teenagers. Look at mama. She may not be here long, and she don't seen you go through so much. You gonna let her see you go through it until she dead and gone? You gonna let daddy see you go through this? You gonna let brothers keep on running over there and you keep on going back? The only thing I can say is go and talk to somebody. And when you talk to somebody, maybe the person that you talk to, the help that you get will make you realize how much of a value you are.
Right.
How much of a person you can be. How much of a mother, a friend, a sister you can be.
Right.
You can be something other than a punching bag.
That's it.
You can be something other than somebody just call you B's and H's and just take your money, treat you bad. Let their friends run over your house. Let their friends run over your car. Right. Do whatever they want to do to you. You are something more than it.
Right.
Even with the man, sometimes men don't want to say nothing because they men.
Right.
I'm a man. I ain't supposed to say nothing. I'm supposed to stand on my own and work this out on my own.
Well, this is embarrassing.
Oh, no. Talk to somebody. When you talk to somebody, that person will be able to open up your mind. See, we be closed-minded because we in the box. We are in the box. I just got out of the box, and I'm still in the box.
Right.
Because I got to learn every day how to live.
Right.
I'm a baby. I'm taking baby steps.
There you go.
So the person that's going through it right now, still in that box, you got to talk to somebody to open up a door a little bit. You open up a crack. Once that crack get open, just that little bit,
see that light,
I promise you they going to want it. They going to run for it. They going to try to get it. It could be somebody feeding you lies, telling you, hey, I love you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. That person going to make you want to get away because you're going to want to be with them.
Right.
You see the light at the end of the tunnel. Or friends. Hey, I got this going on. I got that going. Girl, we going on this trip. We going on that trip. You can't go because of this or because of that. But look, if you let this go, this could happen. That door, I'm telling you, when that crack come, it ain't no stopping.
Right.
I got a crack.
You start identifying you start identifying with yourself again.
Yes.
You know, you start looking in the mirror like, oh, they're gonna flow in.
Yes.
I miss that person.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because what abuse can do and all the turmoil and drama can do, and the toxic toxic side of everything in the relationship.
Yes.
It can cause you to lose yourself.
Yes.
It can cause you to put on a mask and when you look in the mirror, you will not recognize yourself.
You don't.
At all.
You don't.
But those small things that come along, that God bring along and everything, just through a friend, through a song, through television or radio, or a person, that you don't even know, can tell you or inspire you or give you the words of encouragement. It calls you to start looking at yourself different. It calls you to say, okay.
You want to feel free. You want to do certain things.
Right.
And you like, okay, if I did it, then I'll be able. If I left him, then I'll be able to go out here, and that's how you gonna start feeling.
You start feeling free.
I
See
promise.
what that is. You start gaining you back.
Yes.
And be like, man, I used to be that way.
Because
that
like
was
you said,
I was that person.
Yeah, that mask that you put on, I'm telling you, that mask something else. That mask something serious.
Right.
That mask is something serious. And you gotta wear it.
Right.
You gotta wear it to bed. You gotta wear it when you get up. You gotta wear it to church. You gotta wear it to work.
Come on.
You gotta wear it in front of family members. You even gotta wear it in front of your kids.
Right.
So once I'm telling you, once that little crack come, you gotta take advantage of it. And anybody that's going through something, anybody that's going through it, go and talk to somebody. Go talk to somebody and get that crack. Get that little opening.
Get that crack.
And I promise you're going to be just like me.
Right.
You're going to be just like me. You're going to take a refrigerator, a stove. Now, I took the refrigerator, the dryer, bed, and clothes.
There you go.
That was it.
It don't matter.
I left everything. Else.
Just give me my peace.
I was gone.
Give me my peace. Give me my joy.
Yes.
Give me my freedom.
Yes.
You know, give me my kids.
Yes. And my grandbaby don't know nothing
about
arguing.
So
he don't know nothing about fighting.
I was able to save one.
I was.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm here with the others to go through the process. That, because I don't want them to grow up thinking they can abuse a woman or abuse a man or anything like that.
That's right.
So this is what love really looks like.
That's right.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
This is what love looks like. And some people need to apologize to their kids.
Yeah.
I mean, every person that's been
ain't
abused
nothing wrong with that.
They need to apologize to their kids and let their kid know, I'm sorry.
Yes.
For allowing you to see it.
Yes.
I'm
sorry.
I
promise you, when you say you sorry, it's like a relief. It's a relief. Like when I told my baby, when she told me, she asked me, baby, I'm sorry. I didn't know. Right. I'm sorry. I didn't. Why didn't you say this to me? Just like she said, you weren't going to leave.
Right.
But I'm sorry. And I apologize to my kids. Anytime I'm wrong, I'm apologize to my kids. You know, some parents tell you, I'm always right. Nah, no, I'm not.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
No, you're not.
So I apologize to my babies.
Right.
I let them know, hey, I messed up. And I messed up for a long time. But we can't go nowhere but up right now.
You hear me? And that's what I love to hear. I love to hear the coming out, the survivor, because you most definitely are a survivor.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? A survivor. So it's just amazing how you're able to, come out on top. I know it's still a process, but still,
Yeah.
how you able to come out on top with everything that went on and everything, how it caused you to get outside of your character
Yeah.
and everything else. So you got to gain that back. You
Mhm.
gotta, it's so much
Yep.
in it. It's like a Rubik's Cube. You
Yes.
gotta, you know what I'm saying, put things back together,
Mhm.
you know, where it matches.
I
You know,
know.
it matches Florann.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Not match somebody else
Yep.
because this person here brought this value, so I had to
Right,
become
right.
what I wasn't.
Yes.
I was not. I was
Yes.
never this.
Yes.
You know, I wasn't this, but because of the violence, because of
That's what I
the
became.
abuse, I became
Mhm.
this.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
So it's great to see you making those strides,
Oh yeah.
becoming better,
I am.
getting the family involved, and telling and showing them how love really looks,
Yes, sir.
and now allowing them to touch the grandkids. So those are great steps. Those are great strides.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I just had to give you your applaud you for that, man. And
Thank
give you your kudos for that and everything. Just give you your stars, your flowers, whatever, however they make it. You know
Thank
what I'm saying?
you.
I'm proud of it.
Thank
That's
you.
what I want to say because some people don't make it out.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Scenarios that people don't make it out, man. So to those, man, who are going through abuse, I appreciate you, Florann, for being on the show with me, kicking it with me, having this conversation with me because it's a very important conversation.
Right.
But for those who are going through abuse, man, it's a hotline you guys can call this hotline. You guys are not alone, man. It's Family Safety Center, Memphis, Tennessee, Shelby County, man. The number is 901-222-4400. That's 901-222-4400. It's help out there for you guys.
That's right.
Please, please, please. If you're going through an abusive situation and you're tired, you're at your wit's end, you're at your tipping point, you know, you can't take anymore, please dial that number. There's help on the other end of that number. Until next time, I'm TJ. This is my girl Florann. Thank you for watching Memphis Unheard.
All right.
Peace.